Hey there, fellow iOS enthusiasts. If you eat, sleep, and breathe iPhones and iPads, if those apps are your best friends, then hold on tight. This is gonna be a wild ride. Maybe you're feeling a little boxed in with just app development. Well, guess what? It's time to blow those limits wide open and conquer the tech world with your iOS superpowers. See, way too often, people think iOS developers only build apps. But that's totally missing the point. Your coding talents, your knack for Apple's world, that's your ticket to so many incredible opportunities. You're a natural problem solver, you're obsessed with making users happy, and you've got the hang of APIs and big, complex systems. It's time to unleash all that potential. Why is your iOS background such a big deal? Let's divine apps are your secret weapon. Think of them as the invisible bridges between apps and services. Each time you use one, you're rocking the API game. This skill makes you a star in a ton of tech areas. The App Store, your marketing bootcamp, you learned how to get your work noticed. That understanding of visibility is pure gold for businesses. The art of user experience, good design makes or breaks an app. That focus on the user puts you way ahead of just being a coder. iOS, forever evolving, every update, you adapt. That proves you're flexible and always learning. Employers go crazy for that. Alright, enough hype. Let's get specific. Ready to explore? Here are 10 crazy cool job titles where your iOS magic will make you the hero. From apps to empires, top 10 unexpected jobs where your iOS smarts shine. Ready to widen your horizons? Here are 10 exciting paths where your iOS background makes you stand out. 1. Embedded Systems Developer. Picture this, you're the brains behind the next generation of smartwatches. Or the code that gives medical devices their life-saving abilities. That's what being an embedded systems developer is all about. This field isn't just about the US, it's a global game. Think cutting-edge robotics in Japan, advanced healthcare tech in Europe, or revolutionizing self-driving cars in China. The possibilities are seriously endless. So, what would your days look like? Imagine a mix of coding, often using languages like C or C++, figuring out how to make software and hardware play nice, and lots of testing to squash those pesky bugs. Remember all those awesome problem-solving skills you picked up making iOS apps. They'll be your best friend here. To get your foot in the door, a solid programming background is key, and any embedded systems courses will give you a massive head start. Your understanding of Swift will even help big time when it comes to the way of thinking. Why should you care? Embedded systems developers are in high demand. You'll be looking at salaries that rival those app development gigs, and if you get really specialized, you can rake in some serious cash. Companies across the globe are hungry for your talent. Think electronics giants, manufacturers of all kinds, and those fancy medical device firms. If you're the kind of person who loves to tinker, who won't stop until something works perfectly, and who thrives on that special blend of hardware and software challenges, this could be your dream role. Just be warned, you might have to learn some languages that are a little more hardcore than what you're used to on iOS. And figuring out why that physical device isn't cooperating can make you want to pull your hair out. 2. Internet of Things IoT Specialist. Imagine a world where your fridge orders milk when you're running low. Your lights adjust to your mood, and you could track your dog from anywhere in the world. That's the Internet of Things, or IoT. And guess what? You, with your iOS developer skills, have a front row seat to this revolution. This isn't just about the US. IoT is happening everywhere. Smart homes in Tokyo, connected factories in Germany, wearable health trackers in Australia. The possibilities are mind-blowing. So, what does an IoT developer actually do? Think coding directly for those tiny devices, making everything connect seamlessly with the cloud. Hello again, API hero. and diving into data to figure out amazing new features. Sometimes, you might even get to design those slick app interfaces. Your iOS experience gives you a serious leg up, but there's always more to learn. iOS bootcamps or building your own connected gadget projects will level up your skills. Oh, and security, that's non-negotiable in this field. Here's the exciting part: iOS is a booming industry, so the salaries are hot, hot, hot. And since iPhones and iPads are basically everywhere, knowing Apple's world makes you a superstar when those gadgets need to talk to each other. Companies making smart home gadgets, those big industrial players, and even those wild startups you see on Kickstarter are all searching for people like you. If you're the kind of person who lives for the what's next in tech, someone who loves to learn and has the patience of a saint when those pesky devices refuse to connect, this is your calling. Be prepared to learn a whole bunch of new ways to talk to devices and the importance of super strong security. But the rewards, helping shape the future, and potentially making a pretty sweet living while doing it. 3. Augmented reality and virtual reality AR/VR developer. Imagine building experiences that blow people's minds. Think digitally painting a masterpiece directly in the air around you, or stepping into a virtual world where you're training for a space mission. That's the realm of AR and VR, and with your iOS skills, you're perfectly positioned to jump into this crazy cool world. This field isn't just happening in Silicon Valley, it's a global explosion. Game studios in Europe pushing the boundaries of VR, healthcare companies in Asia using AR for groundbreaking new treatments, retailers in South America letting you virtually try on clothes. The world is waking up to the potential. As an AR or VR developer, you'll be knee-deep in 3D programming. Tools like Unity will become your best friends. Figuring out how to use motion sensors to make the magic happen, and understanding what really makes these experiences click with users. Sure, coding is vital, but don't underestimate the power of your design instincts. Remember making beautiful iOS apps? That translates directly to making AR or VR experiences that feel polished and exciting. Game development experience is a big bonus, and hey, all those AR or VR courses popping up are going to come in super handy. Get ready for serious earning potential, especially if you land a sweet niche like those high-demand enterprise VR training programs. And with Apple throwing its weight behind AR, your knowledge is a golden ticket. Companies hiring, think game studios, those tech giants building the metaverse, whatever that ends up being. Agencies making wild AR advertisements, even museums and stores looking to push the boundaries of customer experience. If you're a creative thinker, willing to experiment and see the potential to make people go wow with AR or VR, this is seriously exciting territory. Just be warned, new tech means things change fast, so you'll have to stay on your toes. And, well, motion sickness while testing your own creations can be a very real struggle. 4. Cybersecurity professional. Imagine being the digital superhero who protects banks, governments, and businesses from those shadowy hackers lurking in the online world. That's the life of a cybersecurity specialist, and with your iOS background, you've got a serious head start. You already get how attackers think and how software can be turned against itself. This isn't just us problem. Cybersecurity is a massive global headache. Picture fending off attacks targeting major banks in Europe, safeguarding critical infrastructure in Asia, or outsmarting cybercriminals trying to disrupt elections in South America. The need for skilled defenders is everywhere. So, what would your days look like? Get ready to test security systems for weaknesses, build rock-solid code, keep a constant eye out for threats, and jump into action like a digital firefighter if things do go wrong, because those hackers never sleep. Your programming skills are a fantastic foundation, but the cybersecurity world loves certifications. Think CompTIA, Security Plus and others as proof that you've got what it takes. Why the good pay? Companies are desperate for skilled cybersecurity folks. If you can prove your coding smarts and your defender mindset, you'll be in high demand. Who's looking for your skills? Think banks, major tech companies, government agencies. Heck, even those cool consulting firms that specialize in high-stakes security. If you're the kind of person who thrives on solving puzzles, enjoys outsmarting the bad guys, and doesn't mind a little pressure, data breaches are seriously bad news. This field could be your calling. Be warned, though, you'll always be playing a game of cat and mouse with hackers who are constantly changing tactics. It's a thrilling chase, but definitely not for the faint of heart. 5. Cloud Computing Architect. Imagine being the mastermind behind those giant, invisible networks that make things like Netflix, online banking, or even those multiplayer games you love possible. That's the realm of the cloud architect. And the great news, with your iOS skills, you're already thinking about how complex systems work together. Cloud architecture isn't limited to Silicon Valley. It's the backbone of businesses all over the world, from bustling tech hubs in Singapore to booming e-commerce companies in Africa. Wherever businesses go digital, they need someone who can expertly navigate the cloud. What would a cloud architect's day actually look like? Think designing sprawling systems using platforms like Amazon's AWS or Microsoft Azure. Squeezing out the best performance at the lowest cost and making sure everything connects using those trusty APIs. Programming skills are your starting point, but cloud certifications are where you'll prove your mastery. Understanding how networks work is a serious plus, too. Get ready for serious earning potential. Experienced cloud architects, especially those who can handle massive, complex systems, can easily reach six-figure salaries. Who wants your skills? Obviously, tech giants are always hungry for talent. But here's the exciting thing, basically every company is moving to the cloud these days, from banks to retailers to healthcare providers. If you have the strategic mind to see the big picture, can draw those complex system diagrams, and thrive on the sense of building something truly enormous, being a cloud architect could be your dream role. Just a heads up, the world of cloud tech changes at lightning speed. New services pop up all the time, so you'll have to commit to constantly learning. And, well, if a critical piece of the cloud breaks down, expect stress levels to skyrocket as you race to fix things. 7. Software Consultant. Imagine being the tech world's equivalent of a special forces commando. As a tech consultant, you're the person businesses turn to when they face their hairiest tech problems. One day, you might help a European fashion brand build a killer new app strategy. The next, you could be jetting to South America to upgrade a hospital's outdated systems. Think of all that iOS experience you've gained. Now imagine applying those problem-solving superpowers to a whole range of challenges. This isn't just about the us. Consultants often work across borders, especially if they specialize. If you love the variety of tackling new challenges and enjoy a bit of travel, or at least video calls with exotic backdrops, this could be your dream gig. Your days are a whirlwind. You could be giving high-level advice on app development strategy, rolling up your sleeves to design a complex system upgrade, or training a company's in-house team on the latest and greatest technologies. Your deep knowledge isn't just about iOS, it's about proving you can adapt, analyze, and find solutions. The payoff: tech consultants can rake in serious money, especially those who find a lucrative niche like being the go-to expert on iOS security. You've got options too. Join one of those big consulting firms, or take the exhilarating but risky freelance path. Who wants you? Consulting firms of all stripes, from the huge ones to those specializing in specific technologies. And if you're a freelancer, companies of all sizes could be your clients. be the kind of person who thrives on tackling the unknown, can clearly explain complex concepts, and isn't afraid to constantly upgrade your skills to land those exciting projects. Just a heads up, hours can be crazy, clients can be demanding, and if you're freelance, the pressure's always on to hustle for your next gig. But hey, if you love the thrill of the chase and a constantly changing tech landscape, this could be incredibly fulfilling. 6. Technical Product Manager. Get ready to be the ultimate tech translator. As a product manager, you're the person who bridges the gap between those brilliant engineers with their heads in the code and the business folks dreaming of profits and happy customers. Picture yourself ensuring amazing products actually get out the door and solve real problems for people. Talk about a fulfilling role. This career path isn't just about the US. Every software company across the globe needs skilled product managers, from scrappy startups in Berlin to massive tech firms in China. Your iOS background grants you instant credibility when talking to the development team. So, what would you actually do? Imagine diving into market research, figuring out what those killer features should be, working hand in hand with designers and engineers, and having the tough job of saying no to focus on the most important things. You absolutely need to be tech savvy. Bonus points if you've dabbled in coding yourself. But a knack for the business side or even an MBA is what makes you stand out from the crowd. Why bother with all this? For starters, the pay is good, and successful products can mean awesome bonuses. But here's the best part: product managers with ambition and vision can climb the ladder to those big titles like Chief Technology Officer. Who's looking for you? Obviously, software companies of every flavor. But the exciting thing is, even traditional companies, think banks, retailers, even those cool healthcare startups are building their own in-house tech teams, and they're desperate for product management talent. If you're the kind of person who's obsessed with user experience, loves making big decisions, and can explain complex tech stuff to anyone, this could be your calling. Be warned, though, you'll be dealing with, let's say, strong personalities among developers, constant changes in what's important, and the harsh reality that even the best products sometimes flop in the market. It's thrilling, challenging, and incredibly rewarding. 8. Game Developer Beyond iOS. Get ready to unleash your inner gamer and create the experiences that make people shout for joy or scream in frustration. Game development isn't just about iPhones anymore. Think epic console adventures, massive PC titles, or those addictive browser games you can't stop playing. The gaming scene is truly global, from indie studios crafting quirky experiences in Japan to those giant developers in Europe pushing the limits of what games can be. Your Apple experience with creating polished, high-quality experiences makes you a serious contender. What do game devs actually do? Expect to dive into coding, often using game engines like Unity, crafting levels that are both challenging and beautiful, working with artists and sound designers to bring your world to life, and the endless hours of playtesting to make that gameplay feel just right. Your coding skills are the bedrock, and game development courses can kickstart your skills. But nothing beats a portfolio. Even small, personal projects prove you can actually make something people want to play. The financial side, it's a roller coaster. Indie devs might face a tough road, while jobs at major studios offer more stable but still demanding software developer salaries. Who's looking for your skills? Obviously, game studios, both big and small. Don't forget advertising agencies. They're always looking for devs to create those addictive mini-games. Heck, even the gambling industry relies on skilled game devs. If you're driven by a love of games, have that creative spark, and aren't afraid of a few flops along the way, this could be your dream role. Just be prepared for those long hours as deadlines approach, that dreaded crunch period. and the sometimes brutal reality that even the best games can get lost in the crowd. But hey, when you finally make that game that everyone can't put down, the feeling is unbeatable. 9. Entrepreneur, launch your own tech startup. Imagine this, you're calling the shots, building something incredible that solves a problem you're passionate about. Forget making someone else's dream a reality. It's time to build your own. If you've got a killer idea that leverages your iOS superpowers, the world of entrepreneurship is calling your name. And hey, this isn't just a Silicon Valley thing. The startup spirit is alive and kicking all over the globe. Think of those scrappy founders in South Africa launching innovative fintech solutions, or the teams in India using tech to tackle social problems. Wherever you are, resources like startup incubators and online communities exist to help you make it happen. Get ready for the wild ride that is startup life. Early days mean you're the coder, the marketer, the janitor. You'll wear every hat imaginable. But as you grow and if your idea takes off, your focus shifts to leadership and building that dream team. Your iOS experience isn't everything, but it shows that you're driven to solve problems and that you sweat the details to make something awesome. The payoff in the startup world. It's a roller coaster. The risks are huge. Your income might be non-existent early on. But if you hit it big, the potential for wealth is truly life-changing. Remember, you're not just building an app, you're building a business. You'll need some serious business smarts on top of your tech skills. Of course, you'll also be looking for investors, maybe a co-founder, and those first few employees who truly believe in your vision. If you're the kind of person who won't give up, who thrives on the chaotic energy of creation, and brings that same dedication to quality you learned in the iOS world, well, being a startup founder might just be your destiny. Just be warned, most startups fail. The hours are insane, and your stress levels will be pushed to their limit. But for those who can handle the pressure, the rewards can change your life, and maybe even the world. 10. Tech writer and educator. Imagine sharing your hard-earned iOS knowledge and helping others level up their skills. That's the life of a tech educator. Whether you're writing super clear blog posts, creating courses that guide people step by step, or even conquering that stage fright to speak at conferences, your expertise is in demand. And guess what? You've got a global audience hungry for your insights. Think aspiring app developers in Brazil, students in India eager to learn the latest iOS tricks, or even established engineers in Europe looking to brush up on specific skills. So, what would a tech educator's day look like? Expect lots of research to stay on top of the ever-changing tech world, crafting engaging content that breaks down complex stuff, and building your own platform, whether it's a snazzy website, a buzzing social media presence, or a mix of both. Beyond your iOS coding skills, strong writing or video presentation chops are essential. Teaching experience is a plus, but even more important is your ability to demonstrate and inspire with your iOS knowledge. This is where that niche focus on iOS sets you apart. As for the payoff, teaching can be a fantastic source of passive income. Think course sales ticking over while you sleep, or a path to lucrative writing gigs for those top-tier tech companies. Who's looking for your skills? Tech blogs, online course platforms like Udemy, and companies constantly struggling to document their APIs in a way that actually makes sense. The kind of person who thrives as a tech educator, enjoys making tech less intimidating, has endless patience for beginners, and isn't afraid to put themselves out there to build an audience. Beware, it's a crowded field, and your income might be unpredictable, especially in the early days. But hey, when you finally get that message from a student who landed their first iOS gig thanks to your help, that feeling is absolutely priceless. I hope this sparks some ideas. Remember, there's no single right path. Do some soul searching on what genuinely excites you, take some focused courses, if needed, and start networking with folks in your target field. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Others in our community might have experience in your dream role and be willing to share some advice. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos about finding incredible opportunities on a global scale.